Hey, what's going on today, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to do a review on the 2020 Nissan Armada. Now, the Nissan Armada, you can get it in two different versions. Well, you can get it in a couple different versions. But today, we're going to talk about the base version, more of the price, and then we're going to take you to the actual video, which is going to be the all-wheel drive version, which I always think you should always get the all-wheel drive version. So that's what we're going to do today. So do me a favor and just hang out with me, stick around, and we'll get this thing started. All right, guys. All right, guys. So if you like reviews, if you like, all different kind of reviews, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever I drop a video, and then you can see me all the time. All right, guys. So now we're fixing to get into the 2020 Nissan Armada. Okay, it's the all-wheel drive. Okay, now the base price for the Armada is $48,895. Now, the reason why we talk about the all-wheel drive is because it's only $51,895. If you're going to get a vehicle this massive, just a great vehicle, then you should want all-wheel drive. It's just better for all weathers, rain, snow, everything. So today we're talking about the all-wheel drive, and it runs you $51,895, which is only $3,000 more than the base price. Okay, this thing is a monster. This thing has a 5.6 liter V8 in it, which this thing pushes out 390 horsepower. It pushes out 394 foot-pounds of torque. This is crazy. And you do all of this with a 7-speed automatic transmission. Now, with that power, you got to lose some things. And what you're losing is gas. This thing only gets 13 miles to the gallon in the city. Yeah. And it gets 18 miles to the gallon on the highway, which gives you a combined of 15 miles to the gallon. That's where it's at. So you got to figure out if that's what you want. Now, if you only drive around the city, then you can get 338 miles per tank. Now, if you want to take a road trip in this thing, you're only going to get 468 miles per tank, which is, it's a lot, but depends on where you're going, I guess. Now, it has a big tank on it. This thing has a 26-gallon tank on it. That's a pretty big tank, a 26-gallon tank on it. Now, the wheelbase on this thing is 121.1 inches. The full length of it is 208.9 inches, which is not bad at all. Now, from door to door, we're not talking about the rearview mirrors, but just from door to door, you got 79.9 inches. 79 inches. You can pretty much lay crossways in this thing. Okay, now the height on it, the minimum height on this thing, the clearance is 9.1 inches. So you're sitting up there a little bit. Now, your seat capacity, you can sit 8 people comfortably in this thing, which is pretty nice. But if you don't need the room for all 8 people, well, let's say you do need the room for all 8 people. In the very back, your cargo space back there is 16.5 cubic feet, which is not bad. I don't know if it'd be enough like luggage for everybody, but you got 16.5 cubic feet. But if you don't carrying 8 people, and if you want to lay that third row down, then you'll have 49.9 cubic feet, which is plenty of room. And if you possibly could lay that second row down, you could have 95.4 cubic feet in this thing, which is like room enough to camp in. 90, yeah, 2 people could easily, maybe even 3 kids could easily camp in this thing. Now, let's step outside and go down to the bottom, because the rack and pinion, it's got rack and pinion steering on this thing. It's got double wishbone front and rear suspension. Yeah, pretty nice. Now, the wheels, you got 18-inch wheels, which is decent. You got 265 70 tires on it, which is not too bad. Now, this thing, the tow capacity on this thing, you can tow more than this thing weighs. Like, this thing weighs almost 6,000 pounds. But you can tow 8,500 pounds. Yes, you could tow 8,500 pounds with this thing. And that's a lot. Depending on where that's 80, you could tow a whole nother vehicle in this thing. It's pretty nice. Now, the maximum payload is 1,676 pounds, which ain't bad. 1,676, that's not too bad at all. Now, the curb weight on this thing is 5,824. Yes, 5,824 for the curb weight on this thing. Now, do me a favor. I'm going to put right over here a couple of more vehicles that you can check out. I really appreciate if you would do that. And, just come back and hang out with me. Hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And do me a favor, just be good to yourself, and please be good to others. All right, thank you. Come on back.